Jesus, we remember your kindness. Even when we forget, you remind us how you left the 99 to find us.
So, hi Leanne, it's great to have you with us on Come and Keep the Conversation Going. I know we're doing it in a church community event, but do you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, hi, my name is Leanne. I am a single mother of 3 boys. They're much older now. 2 of them are going away anyway. So I'm supposed to be talking about me. I was going to get into them. But yeah, and I go to New Life Church.
Thanks, yeah. And over the last year or so, you went to the doctors and you got a diagnosis that wasn't what you really want at your age. So I just wondered, could you just tell us what you've been walking through over the last few months?
Yeah, okay. So, well, it all started. I got a new job. I was pretty excited about it. I was anticipating something new happening to me before I got the job. I had, my spirit was really saying something amazing was about to happen. So I was like really excited. Then I got the job and I was like, oh, it must be the job, this exciting thing. And I was on 6 months probation. During the 6 months probation, I started getting really sick. There were times where at work, I thought I was literally going to pass out. I felt so unwell. I had to go to the hospital and they said I had pneumonia and whatnot. There was a lot going on. They did a lot of blood tests. Every day they were taking bloods. They were not really sure what was going on. But then they eventually said, oh, you've got some liquid in your lungs, so you've got pneumonia, and they were treating that. And then it didn't work. I had to go back to the hospital. And they eventually said, oh, we're going to do a bone marrow test where they go into your hip bone and they take some of your bone marrow and test it. And it came out that I had leukemia. That's some sort of blood cancer, which was really shocking. I remember when I received that message, I was like, it didn't feel real. It didn't scare me, like I thought it would. But then it also felt like they're talking about somebody else kind of thing. But as time went by, the way I was feeling, the way I saw everything, my body was changing, I was getting weaker, and my hair started getting thinner. It was just a strange thing. So it was something that I couldn't deny. Yeah, it was quite tough. I mean, there is some dark sides to it. There were times where I just thought I was going to die. This was just going to kill me. There were nights where I thought I wasn't going to wake up in the morning. And there was one quite profound night where I was so scared to fall asleep because I thought tonight might be that night where if I shut my eyes, I'm going to not come back. And fear gripped me so badly. And I said to God, God, if this is my time, I'm okay with it. I'm fine. I just don't want the fear. I don't want to be afraid. And I remember literally letting go, like doing a physical, symbol to say that I'm letting go of that fear that I'm holding on to. So I just released myself and I said, God, take me. And I felt the peace of God come upon me. And from that moment, that peace never left my side, even through my treatment, everything, all the scary stuff. Whenever they said, oh, you're going to have an MRI, you're going to have a scan, you're going to do this, we're going to do that, with, all these scary stuff. Whenever they tell me these things, I just felt that peace, yeah.
So obviously you're in a church that believes in praying for healing.
Absolutely.
Believing that cancer's not our portion from
Absolutely.
God. Those kind of things. And yet, you had lots of prayer, lots of people.
Yes.
And in it, at the moment, you're still walking through living with leukemia, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for bringing that bit up because that is what kept me going, people's prayers, because I was in no state to what do you call it? Fight for myself. You know what I mean? Like you standing up and say, no, I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm pray for myself because I didn't have the strength, you know. But Lizzie was just my rock because I remember she said to me, look, let's tell people, let's bring people around you that are gonna hold your hands up. Like Moses when he had to hold his hands up, and you know, and that's what these people have been. They've been my absolute rock because she created a group where people speak life. She said, we're going to speak life. We're not going to bring people that are going to speak fear and they're going to feed into, oh, how scary it is.
So Lizzie is a member of the New Life Church leadership team.
Yeah.
And what she did was she, alongside Leanne, they put a group of people around you to just support you
Absolutely.
through the process. And that has been, I know, a real rock for
Yeah,
you.
that's
I
really.
think from my perspective, what I have learned by just observing you is that in all of this, I know there's been really dark times where, you know, you thought you might, if you go
Yeah.
asleep, you're not going to wake up. But your love of Jesus has just shone through all of those moments. And you've been such an example of someone that has a potential terminal illness, yet God has,
Yeah.
you know, you're still here. We're still praying, and we believe in the miraculous, but we also need to sometimes say we don't understand why you haven't been
Yeah.
healed instantly, but you have just kept going for God.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess in the process, you've really grown.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's really strange because I was talking in a meeting and I remember saying something, and what I said, I always keep coming back to it because I was telling people I just couldn't believe I was saying that, Rob. I said, embrace the trials. Why do I say that? Because you know, God is never going to allow something that will consume you to come into your life. He knows you're strong enough. Sometimes he just allows these things because he wants to transform you and he wants to build you up and he wants to make you stronger. And what that has done is taught me how to believe and trust in him. I know that he wants what's best for me. I know that he could just heal me just like that, but he's letting me journey it through. Why is he doing that? I don't know, but I've come to really trust him more. It has made me realize that, did I believe in God before all of this happened? I don't think so. I think I wanted to, I tried to, but I doubted him whenever I said, do something for me, God. Then I tried to work it out myself. But when I didn't have the ability to do anything because I'm so weak and so weary, I had no choice but to surrender. And he has proven himself that when you are weak, I'm strong. I am strong and I can be trusted. And he's proven that to me. So in a way, there's been a maturity on my side where I've matured in who he is to me, that he's on my side.
Yeah.
And he's for me. So yeah.
So I just want to say, guys, that let Leanne's story be an example to us. You know, we all go through difficult situations. Some don't necessarily have a possible terminal consequence, but you know, when you're going through a trial, just yield yourself to God. He is completely trustworthy, and that's been your story, Leanne. As he is 100% trustworthy, and you know that's the kind of God we serve. If you don't know Jesus, and you know, we'd love to you just connect with us, and we would love to just tell you how to become a Christian. But Leanne's story is not it's not finished yet.
Yeah.
We're still pushing for healing, but we also live with the fact that God hasn't done that yet, and we celebrate
Yeah.
whatever God is doing in these circumstances. So Leanne, I just want to say thank you for coming
Thank you
on.
for having me.
It's been a blessing to have you here, and yeah, thank you. Hi, so Mikhail, it's really great to have you on. Keep the conversation going. I just wonder if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and anything else that you feel might be relevant.
Yeah, my name is Mikel. I'm 21, and I play football, professional football. play for Halifax, and I own a barbering business. Sorry, and yeah, it's just been doing that. It's kind of my dad's business. I've just continued it myself, and yeah, I've been playing football since 3 years old, I think. So yeah, I've been doing that pretty much all my life.
So, but you're also you love Jesus as
Of
your Lord
course,
and
yeah,
Savior.
yeah, of course. God's been a massive part of my life. From when I can remember, ever since I'm little, I've always put God first. God's always been, even when going on a pitch, whatever I do, I always think, right, God, I'm here because of God, And yeah, it's always been a massive thing for me.
So, obviously, you play football professionally for Halifax Town. How do your teammates respond to the fact that you're a Christian? How do they feel about that?
Yeah, you know what? In the change rooms for sure, you'd be surprised. A lot of us are God fearing people. We all believe in God. A few of my teammates, we've kind of had this thing where before a game we'll get together, have a little prayer before the game, and we just realized that without God, it's there's nothing. I remember one game we ended up forgetting to pray, and just the way we played was completely different. So ever since then, we've just had a routine where God's first always.
So when you're losing, does your manager come up to you and say at half time, can you have a little prayer?
Not necessarily. No, I think that's more of like players themselves, because not
Yeah,
everyone's believes in God. But
yeah,
I think as long as you yourself believe in God and you pray, and because at the end of the day, you perform the best you can perform. Um, it's always a bonus if you have a couple other players that believe in God too, because then you can see how the team gels. Yeah, it makes a difference definitely.
and the other part of your working life is you cut hair, I believe.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
do your teammates ask you to for some hairstyles
yeah,
or?
yeah. I used to do that before training or before a game. I would cut a few of my teammates' hair, but the manager kind of put an end to that because it was a bit distracting and stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
not anymore as much. Football's a bit different to barbering now.
yeah. No, so obviously you're 21. I think you said you're playing professionally for Halifax, but you aspire to, I guess, play in a more uh, a better league.
You know what? Um, I'm quite happy with where I am. I The way I put it is wherever God wants me to play. Honestly, if this is where I'm gonna be, then so be it. I'm quite content with what I have. Of course, if I end up going higher, even better.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is His will be done in my life, and that's all I can do.
So
Really.
how long are you contracted to Halifax before you need
Uh,
a new contract?
well, Halifax. I was at Rochdale before that. I was at Rochdale from 16 to 18. I got released from my academy scholarship, and then I went to Halifax. And ever since then, it's been on and off. Played a couple games, but I've really been like under 23s on loan. So yeah, it's always been a mix and match. So whatever, literally.
So currently you're playing for Halifax Town. You're not.
Currently, I'm on loan currently.
So
Uh,
where are you?
a team called Droysden.
Oh, Royston.
Yeah, so loan. I'm on a loan deal right now. It's only for a year. So hopefully that goes well. Then maybe I'll get called back. Just
And obviously football as a young man is quite a strong passion. But as you get older, where do you feel that God might be calling you? What's your what do you feel is God's purpose and plan for your life?
you know, I honestly, ever since I've been little, football's always been a massive thing for me. I've always wished to play football. I've always wished to play Premier League and everything. But the more I've got into football, the more I realized how competitive and how challenging football actually is. Even semi-pro, even the level I'm at, it's very, very hard. You don't realize how many people actually try to get, even to where this level, even lower. It's very, very difficult. So honestly, I'm very happy with where I am, and with the business that I've gone aside, it kind of works well because I'm able to work and play, which is what I've always wanted to do as well. So it works out very well.
Do you feel that God has a a call on you for working in the church world, or do you see yourself continuing in, say, sport and hairdressing?
You know, especially my job, hairdressing, barbering. I think God's given me that job because you speak to different people every single day.
Yeah.
You know, people tell you about their different life stories. You're able to talk to them about God, and I imagine you're going to a barber's twice a week, once a week. You see that person you start to see them every single week. Start to get familiar with them. You start talking more. You could easily have an impact because don't know if you heard like barbering. You know a lot of people's secrets without even
Yeah,
wanting to
yeah.
know. So
Um,
you can easily like
so do you,
influence.
really you're a hairdresser, but you're also an evangelist. You're able to talk to them about
Yeah, of
God and
course.
listen to their problems. So you're
Yeah,
doing a bit of pastoral work
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, uh, yeah, that's a that. I know it sounds strange, but often when you sit in the barbers or the hairdressers, they talk to you about your holiday or Christmas. I guess I didn't realise that guys come and had their hair cut
Yeah,
twice a week.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, yeah, you get people come 3 times sometimes.
Free time, yeah.
Monday, I got a guy come Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. I think or
So is
Saturday
it
sometimes.
all? Is it all to shape everything and?
Yeah, some people do color. It's all different styles, you know, and
Yeah.
some people just want to look fresh every time.
Well, Mikhail, it's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. We really enjoy
Yeah,
listening to your, the life you have, and we wish you, we pray blessing on you
thank you.
in where your future goes. So thank you
Thanks for
very
having
much.
me. Thank you.
So hey, Sandy, welcome to come and keep the conversation going. Obviously, we're doing it in a church community day, and so we've done a few other people first, but you're part of New Life Church, aren't you? And I just wonder if you want to just give a little update on you and who you are.
Hi, everyone. Well, most of you know me. I'm Sandy, and I'm a part of New Life Church. As Rob said, I've been here for maybe about 5 years now. My family and I came down from London, and we found ourselves here in New Life Church, which is quite amazing. It's a beautiful place to be, family orientated, really free to be here. So I'm glad God put us here, Rob.
So, um, you you work in education,
Yeah, yeah.
and New Life Church is starting to look at early intervention run by TLG. So I just wondered if you could just give a little bit of a sort of update on what that hopes to achieve.
Okay. So TLG is an organization that their mission really is to work with churches, to go into schools, to deal with young people. There are young people in schools that are really vulnerable, who are having behavioral issues or special education needs and who need a little bit more support. And so what TLG does is they really equip churches to go into schools and do one-to-one coaching with some of these children. Um, it's a really exciting program, really, because as I work in schools, I know that there are a lot of children in schools right now who um, are going through really difficult circumstances, whether it's at home or at school or just society or social media. And they feel like they don't have anybody to talk to. They can't talk to parents. And some of these are really young as well because with primary and secondary, and I've worked across both. Um, but what TLG does is get coaches to go in there and just listen to these kids, give them a voice really, and just try and work with them to work through some of these things that they're facing, um, and see whether how we can help, how best we can help them, and help the parents as well because they do talk to the parents about this. So this is what the program is about. And I'm really excited about it actually because my heart, Rob, is always for the young people. And I think, we really need to get a grip with some of the issues out there that are facing our young people so we can help them before they get to that point of mental health issues and, the worst case scenario, suicides and stuff like that. We want to be able to reach them before they get to that point.
Yeah. So guys, for us who are part of New Life Church, this is we're exploring this. We're hoping to be allocated a school in the borough where we can go in with a team of people. And Sandy, you're coordinating that, and we do lots of things with youth and young adults, but this is just taking us out beyond the walls of the church. And so, if you're part of New Life Church and you'd like to get involved in this, You just have to contact Sandy and put your name down. We're not quite sure exactly what it entails because we haven't done the training yet, but we're really excited by this. And you know, the other thing is, if you're not part of New Life Church and your church is looking at perhaps getting an opportunity to get into just serving your local community, serving kids who may be struggling in school, we would recommend TLG early intervention. We haven't done it yet, but we're really excited by the
Yeah.
potential and the testimonies of that story. So Sandy, if just as a closing couple of comments, in a year's time when I interview you on Come and Keep the Conversation Going, what would be the things that you would hope that we will have started to do and maybe serve the school really well?
Well, the first thing, Rob, would be a lot of people volunteering. I would want to have more volunteers than we need,
Yeah.
because for me, that would show the heart of the church for the next generation and reaching them out there in the community. So that would be one. And two would be that we would have schools that are really rearing to go with this, really wanting us to come in. And we would have started in one school or two schools already and be able to come back and say, we can see the progress, we can see the changes, we can see how we can reach young people out there. So that is what I would love to, that would be the beginning for me. A lot of people wanting to say, yes, let's do this, you know, let's get to our young people, and then New Life Church saying, we have started in these schools, we're dealing with these, we're coaching these children, and we already can see the change in that is making.
Yeah. So thank you, Sandy. We really appreciate you being on the podcast, and please pray for us as we look to develop early intervention in the region in which we have our church.
Even when we forget,
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
remind us how you left the 99 to find us, to find us.